The run and shoot levels concept in Madden 22. Since the 90s Bills, levels has been a staple play in many playbooks. June Jones incorporated into the run and shoot. Real quick, let's go over some terminology. 80 is trips left, roll right. 81 is trips right, roll left. 500 with that means halfback swing. It's a 5-man protection. 700 halfback seam, and 800 empty. 600 would be halfback on like a table route. This is 81 levels because the quarterback is going to be rolling to the left out of a trips right formation. It features a lot of underneath routes by the Y and the Z, and then a deep dig by the H. Now, who runs the deep dig can alternate. All three of those receivers can, and we'll be going over different variations that each one of these guys can be running that. Also, the halfback can be put on a seam or to the flat. So first you have the quick out. If you have press or cloud coverage, you can convert that to a fade. Then you have the under, you have the other under, and then like I said, you have the deep dig over top. And then here's what that seamer looks like if for 781 levels. Here's what it looks like in Madden out of single back trips. Here it is in pistol. A lot of these plays are in almost every trips formation in the run and shoot playbook in Madden. Here it is in pistol trips left open. And again, here it is in gun trips. And I bet you can guess what I'm going to say next. Here it is in gun trips halfback weak. All of these are pretty much going to be run the exact same. So if you get the reps with one of these, it's going to be pretty consistent, and you can just hot route that halfback on this one onto that seam. It's probably one of the better ones if you want to run that variation to use. If you want that stock, you can run it out of the empty. The empty set has that seamer there, but in there it's run by a wide receiver. Then we have levels special, which changes the dig to the Y receiver and has the H and the Z running the unders. In this example, it is 781 levels special, which indicates, of course, that it's trips to the right, and we have that halfback up on the seam. So here it is in Madden. It's in pistol trips open. It's also in gun trips. Remember, with this set, you're going to have to use formation subs to get that fourth receiver onto the field. It's also a different variation is in gun trips halfback weak. This would be 581 X grab. And then here's what's called 81 levels change. In this instance, the Z is running the dig, and the Y and the H are on the unders. Notice the H and the Z kind of switch release a little bit there. They cross paths. It gives you a nice kind of natural pick. And the only version of this is in pistol trips left open. Other variations that are not stock in the game, but that you can run is the 90 version. So 90 is your balanced formation with a roll to the right, and 91 would be to the left. Here it is again with the Z grab route, which is going to be that kind of outside curl. We're going to make this in Madden by taking 4 verts. We're going to put that guy onto a drag. We're going to put the other guy on a dig. The drag just hits faster and lower, more like the stock one. You want to make sure you block that halfback, and then you're going to put that guy on a smart out route. The quick out just hits too short. The smart out is much better. You could also do it with the grab by putting a curl over there. And you can do this out of a lot of 4 verts plays. So here again, you're going to take your 4 verts and put that guy on a drag. You're going to block the running back. You're you're going to take that crosser and that over route, and you're going to put him on a quick out, and then the other guy you're going to put on your deep out, smart route out. This is also known as the Army concept, and the balanced 2x2 version with the grab route is called Navy. So now that we've gone over all that, let's look at it versus coverages. 81 levels versus Tampa 2. So we're going to go on and put that outside receiver over there onto a fade instead, because I see cloud. Again, that out route converts, and we got it. So we're going to sling that in there. Helps you have DeAndre Hopkins in this example, but that'll work with most receivers for you. 81 levels versus cover 3. And that inside receiver on the first under came wide open, so that's something to look at as well. And there I hit him. I could have maybe even hit him earlier. If you were expecting it versus cover 3, that's not a bad thing to maybe read hot. Generally, you're going to be reading this, though, from the quick out and then back across from left to right. If you see him open, you throw this out route every time. I threw that a little late and let that defender just wrap him up. It would have been better, to hit that other under coming from behind him. You can kind of get him in that sweet spot there and then get him up the field. That's a much better play than just throwing it to a guy that's going to get tackled. But it obviously isn't going to work out that well every time. 81 levels versus cover 4 drop. This is pretty much going to be the exact same thing as cover 3, because underneath coverage is the same as cover 3. The only thing different is now you have 2 safeties covering the middle of the field instead of 1. So for all intents and purposes, 4 drop, it plays the same as 3. 4 quarters, however, is a little different. And they picked it off. Wasn't very effective. There is a version of this that's better versus quarters, and we're going to be going over that later. But that guy right there can definitely come open versus quarters. That's the dig route. Let's take another look at it from the sky cam. So the first under, and I had the halfback on that seam. That really helped clear and open up the way, and then my guys made blocks, taking on up the field. Now versus palms. So versus palms, again, that out's not going to really be an option for you, so don't force it if you are seeing a lot of cover 4. If you notice that weak safety is coming over to the middle of the field to try and take the first thing he can, you can kind of get underneath him there. Cover 6. You notice the guy, the X receiver over there is on a fade because he is getting a cloud guy on his side, cloud corner. Cover 2 man. He's going to get press over there, so I'm going to put him out, but you're going to be able to get this over the middle pretty consistently, at least in my experience. You're going to be training your receivers to be good deep threats, which will improve their medium route running. So you're going to see that guy get open pretty consistently as long as you're training your guys in CFM. 81 levels versus cover 1 robber. This is a press version, so it's going to have a similar effect, but you're going to get that first guy under. You just got to give time for him to clear any kind of robber player over the middle and then just get it to him quick. He usually can get enough separation versus cover 1. Cover 0. This is not going to be great versus cover 0. If you're facing cover 0, you should go find another play. That one is not it. So now 91 levels. This is our balanced levels concept. It's going to work largely the same. Versus cover 2, we're going to be able to get that guy underneath. Of course, you're going to be able to probably get that outside fade as well as an option. Versus cover 3, that's going to be there pretty much for you all day. That was the quick out, and that's the smart out. It's just a lot better, especially versus cover 3. You're going to pretty consistently be able to get that. Occasionally, you're going to be able to get that seamer, but it's going to be hit or miss. Pretty much the same. That's not going to be there. This is going to be the big difference. There's no chance of getting the seam on that verse 3 match. Now, verse 4 drop, we're still going to be able to get that guy outside. Your only other option is really going to be the under. Cover 4 quarters. They're going to cover that fairly well. We were able to get it in, but that's really the only thing that consistently is there. Again, we're going to get to something that could beat quarters a little bit better here in a minute. Now, you can get that post, and it's not a great play. It takes forever to set up. But if you have the time and you do find yourself boxed by quarters, that's a great late read. You can consistently hit if you have the quarterback that has the accuracy and a receiver with the speed to get separation. He doesn't have a lot of separation there, but that's one of the better deep passes on Next Generation Madden. 91 levels versus cover 6. He comes even more wide open there. This is really a killer cover 6 beater. The reason is that Dig's going to occupy the safety on the other side, and the other safety is going to be pulled between who he should cover, and it just gives you the opportunity there to take it to the house. 91 levels versus cover 2 man. Again, you can hit the over. If you beat your guy over there, you can still get him. And we're still going to be reading this from left to right. I'm going to read who that quick out or fade guy on the levels route is going to. Go, hop, go. .91 levels versus cover 0. Might be able to get that. So now 581 levels X grab versus cover 2. Now versus cover 2, it's going to convert to a fade out there. And I think that is actually more so the cover 2 bug that has been plaguing at least the next gen version. The safety doesn't play him the way he should. So take that for what it's worth. So 581 X levels versus cover 3. Now on this one, it was a press version of cover 3. So you're going to see the fade out there, and versus that press, Hopkins was able to just get enough separation. But you can also just drop that to the halfback. It's like a run play almost. Now this is a more normal cover 3, and yeah, we're again just gonna hit it to him. You basically have like a curl flat over there.
Patreon link in the description.
781 levels special X grab versus cover 3. So this is going to be again cover 3, but now we're going to be doing the 781, which is that seam. The seam really just helps open up that guy. He's going to get a lot more open. That seam's going to pull off some of the coverage to open up a bigger window. The only time you're really going to be hitting that seam is going to be versus cover 6. And right there is a great example why. He just opened up a huge hole, allowed him to get to the sideline and up the field. 781 level special X grab versus cover 6. Now, like I just said, versus cover 6, that seam is very viable if you can hit the guy. I'm showing you 3 or 4 times where I was able to hit him consistently, but there were definitely a few times where my quarterback, Kyler Murray, just wasn't able to because of pressure, because of any number of things. He maybe missed the target, or the running back didn't run the route well enough. But a few times I was able to pick it up the big yardage. 80 levels change versus cover 2. Now, this is the play that really surprised me. And it's not as good right here. I'm running it into the boundary, so I want to take a look at what the trip side can do first, especially if they're to the open side of the field. It's a great play near the goal line, especially that change route, the out and under that you see by the number 2. That route right there can come open really well in the red zone, especially at the goal line. But what I found was that the out route on this play lines up further inside and runs a more crisp out route every time, making a much better option versus quarters and palms. Here it is versus palms, and he's going to get just enough separation off that cut, and he's going to do it every time. Conclusion, definitely run that levels change play more. I mean, I wish I had ran it more because, I mean, you can get plays like this out of it. And that's just Christian Kirk. He's not super duper fast. This video was brought to you in part by my Patreon. Check out my wide zone and pistol scheme guides. Got tons of information. I got play call sheets, got all the plays, the audibles, the history, everything you need to know. Also, check out my new X's and O Discord server. The links for both of those are in the description. Remember, we're living our values every day.